Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Kotobukiya Marvel Now ArtFX Plus Hawkeye statue. That's right, we are continuing to build up our Marvel Now Avengers, with the latest offering being that famous archer from the Marvel team. So let's go ahead and check him out. As you can see, he comes in fully enclosed box packaging, featuring an image of the Hawkeye statue right there on the front, with a beautiful dark purple color scheme in the background, featuring some really cool comic book shots. Flipping it around to the backside, we get a look at the artwork that inspired this entire line of Avengers Marvel Now statues. And below that, we get a description, as well as several shots of different ways you can display this particular statue. Now, just like we've seen with the other Marvel Now ArtFX Plus statues, when you remove him from the box, there is some minor assembly required. Luckily, it's very easy to do. It's a snap-together model, so there's no modeling skills required, and everything is pre-painted, so once you get him put together, he's ready to be put right on your shelf. There's an included sheet of instructions that will help guide you through the process if you need it. But essentially, all you need to do is snap the torso into the lower legs there, and then just attach his left arm. All of the pegs fit nice and snug, so once they're locked into place, you won't have to worry about them being loose or falling out. Now, this is where things do get a little tricky. You do have to also attach his bow and his arrows. The bow has the ability to separate, that way you can slide it into the grip in his hand. Make sure you put it on the right way because you're also going to be able to string the arrow on this bow. The string of the bow is made of a harder plastic and it's already pulled back, ready to be hooked right onto his fingers there. So the little black glove finger that's being pulled back, that's what you're going to want to hook the little string of the bow onto. It does take a little bit of work to slide it in there, but once you get it into place, he's holding onto it perfectly. Now this is where things get really crazy. All of the arrows that come with Hawkeye are individual arrows. These things aren't just sculpted or molded together or stuck in his quiver. No, he actually includes several individually sculpted arrows. And these things are incredibly cool looking. In fact, they're even kind of pointy, so definitely be careful with the little arrow tips there. You can take any one of the arrows, they're all the same, and you can plug the back half of it right there between his fingers, while the front half slides right onto the little hook underneath the bow. For the rest of the arrows, you have a little quiver that's got a peg that plugs right into the hole on his back, and then you can just stick all the arrows right there in the quiver. There's a little bit more work required to put this one together, but once he's done, he is one incredibly cool looking piece. The stance that Hawkeye is in, where he's pulling that arrow back ready to fire, is incredibly imposing, and such a great action shot for this particular statue. The sculpt work is top-notch, just like you've come to expect from all of Kotobukiya's products, and the paintwork is nice and clean. This particular statue fits in with the rest of the Marvel Now Avengers, having much more of a flat paint job. You'll notice that the style of the sculpt of his face has a very realistic look. And this, of course, is modeled after the Marvel Now version of Hawkeye, so this is the unmasked version wearing the sunglasses. In fact, it is very reminiscent to the way Hawkeye also appears in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But it's a really great face sculpt, got a great deal of realism going on there, and all of the little details on this guy's costume are fantastic. From the wrinkles and folds and the leggings there, all the way to the great details like the pouches wrapped around his belt, as well as the holstered gun on his right hip. He's got a really great familiar purple and black paint scheme there, and then that bow that he's got also has its own really great details, and it just looks incredibly cool with him drawing that arrow back. Now, just like we've come to know from Kotobukiya's ArtFX Plus line, he also includes this square black magnetic display base. You'll notice the bottom of his feet do have embedded magnets, that way he can cling right onto the base without the use of a peg system. This works incredibly well for if you want to match him up with any of your other ArtFX Plus statues, especially those Marvel Now Avengers, because now you can kind of mix and match them on the bases, have them cross over each other, that way you can get the desired pose for your team, which is really starting to round out and look incredibly cool. We're only missing Iron Man and Thor at this point. So there you go, my friends. There's a look at the incredibly cool Marvel Now ArtFX Plus Hawkeye statue from Kotobukiya. I'm really loving the fact that we're starting to build out some Marvel characters in this awesome ArtFX Plus style. So for more information on Kotobukiya and their products, be sure to visit them online at www.kotous.com. And also like them on Facebook to stay up to date with all of their news at facebook.com/Kotobukiya. Until next time,